Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is WWF Royal Rumble for both the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. Genesis will get post-commentary, Super Nintendo will get the live commentary. And why am I covering both versions? Well, besides the obvious presentation differences, spoiler alert, Super Nintendo was better in that regard, there are also different wrestlers on both versions. You have 17 wrestlers in all. 7 of them appear on both consoles, but there are 5 exclusive to Super Nintendo and 5 exclusive to the Sega Genesis. I'm going to play the Sega Genesis version first, because it's the strangely more interesting version. Even though it's really underrated, Super Nintendo betters it in just about every way imaginable. But it does have some of the more interesting, lesser-known characters in this point in WWE history, which is the first half of 1993, as well as, strangely, one of its most beloved. And if you saw the copyright, I guess you know who it was. Yeah. Anyway, I'll show off all the characters one by one in one-on-one, one-fall, one-player matches, difficulty of 5. And the Genesis version has Randy Savage, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker, Crush, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Narcissist Lex Luger, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, the Model Rick Martel, Papa Shango, Razor Ramon, and IRS Irwin R. Shyster. And we're going to start this off with the Macho Man Randy Savage. And my opponent apparently has the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, because apparently the computer chose it for me because I told it to. Also, Hulk Hogan's music is playing, because if you leave a character on the character select screen long enough, their music will start playing. I had it for just long enough on Bret Hart, but I switched to Hulk Hogan and it played Hulkster's music instead. Anyway, this is the mid-1990s release, published by Acclaim and LJN. You can punch people, you can kick people, you can tie up with the opponent and slam them into the mat. You can also hit them while they're down. You can also climb on the 2 upper turnbuckles to do a leg drop from the top rope. Sadly, the game does not let you use the lower ones. And you can also do running drop kicks and, of course, go for a pinfall. You can also go in and out of the ring. If you want to go for a count-out victory instead of a pinfall, you can do that. Just keep in mind that both wrestlers have separate 10 counts in case one wrestler leaves the ring later than the other. While you're out there, you can also choke out your opponent, try to gouge your eyes out, and even hit him with a steel chair. I'll cover the more juicy, more illegal DQ-causing stuff in detail in the Brawl mode when we get to that point. And in case you need to know how to play the game, I'll have the commands for the Sega Genesis version of the game appear to the right of the gameplay footage, with that section of the screen changing about every 10 seconds. So if you need to pause the game, you have more than enough time to do so. I'll do that for the Super Nintendo version as well. Anyway, you basically want to get your opponent's life gauge all the way down to nothing but black so you can get rid of them. And go for the pinfall, go for the count-out victory or whatever, though you'll mostly be going for pinfall. And grappling, basically you have the mash buttons, and the last button you press indicates which move you do. You have the same moves for when you grapple, regardless of who you play as, and the only thing that basically sets all the wrestlers apart aside from appearance is their special move, which you can use as a finisher when you get your opponent in the red. With Randy Savage, it's obviously the top elbow drop. Press A and B at the same time, or Z if you have a 6-button controller, if your opponent is close enough. And if you're on the top turnbuckle when you do that, you'll hit the top left elbow drop, complete with the pointing both of the hands into the sky. And you'll do the elbow drop, and then you can just go for a pin. You can also cancel a pin if you want as well. I guess that's in case you're doing a tag match. Anyway, we have Randy Savage winning out over the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And I'm going to do a second wrestler. I'm going to do at least 2 per video. And same match style as always. 1-on-1, 1-player mode, regular ordinary style 1-fall match, difficulty of 5. And for this one, I'm going to do Hulk Hogan because, well, they were both friends and rivals throughout their careers. And for my opponent, it's going to be the model, Rick Martel. And what to say about Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan in the first half of 1993? Hulk Hogan had basically taken a year off from the WWF. And he was basically on the way out at this point. He would be gone by the summer of that year. And Savage would be gone at that point a year later. Hogan would go on to win the WWF Championship one last time in WrestleMania 9 against Yokozuna. He actually decided to take the winner of Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, and Yokozuna won it. Thanks to some nasty trickery from him and Mr. Fuji. And, well, Hulk Hogan took on Yokozuna and won. He would lose the title back to Yokozuna at King of the Ring later that year. And at this point, Savage would be doing commentary on Monday Night Raw, which had just begun that year, right on January 11th, 1993. And while he would be in the occasional match, you wouldn't see him in the ring as often. And by 1994, you would see both of these guys in World Championship Wrestling. Grappling in the Genesis version compared to the Super Nintendo version is a bit weirder. I want to believe that the Genesis version has better AI, and as a result, you really have to really mash the buttons in order to either break a hold or actually get a move in otherwise. Also, if you try to run the ropes and you're too low in the ring, you'll run into the lower turnbuckles instead of the ropes, and you'll be out for a while, which really stinks. Also, in case you get kicked, just smash the bunnies and you'll be able to get out of it really quickly. Just make sure you have enough energy, actually have any energy in your life meter to do so. Also, if you press A and B or Z on a 6-button controller while your opponent is down the mat and Hulk is near his head, you'll do the running leg drop, and then of course you can get the victory. And every time there's a winner, Mean Gene Okerlund will run into the ring, try to walk up to you, and raise his hand towards you, dictating that you won, which is kind of supposed to be the referee's job. Don't know why that is. Anyway, we managed to prevail against the model Rick Martel. Hulkamania lives to fight another day. And I believe that will wrap it up for this video. So join me next time where I go back to the Genesis version and play 2 more playable wrestlers from that version. So until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!